G'day, Rick. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, good, Jace. How are you?
Good, and welcome to another show with another set of changes, as you can see. There's always something changing with the look and feel. We're just trying to get it right, Rick. That's all. I'm just trying to get it right.
Good.
So,
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, no, besides that, it's, mate, another week with the live show, and it's,
It has.
mate, it's what a week it's been. It hasn't been a great week. Certainly the weekend and the last few days have been pretty crazy around the place, isn't it? It's I feel pretty lucky to be here in Australia, mate.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You wouldn't
Especially
want to be in the
America.
States right
Terrible.
now with the riots and everything. It's horrible. But we're not a show that's here to talk about the riots. There are lots of YouTube channels talking about that.
That's right.
Unfortunate situation here. We're here to talk movie news, but it does relate to movie news because that's all that everyone's talking about. There's not a lot of news going on this week, but we've been able to dig through the rabbit holes and all the little crevices and find a couple of stories for you guys and a couple of videos.
Yeah.
Hopefully keep us entertained.
Of course.
Of course, mate. So what have you been in the world of movies and TV, Rick? What have you been doing in that world in the last week?
Actually, not much. I've been checking out a couple of documentaries, actually, which has been pretty good.
Cool.
Busy with,
What
which
are
is
they?
awesome. So, some nice... the actual one with the Michael Jordan documentary, which is phenomenal.
I hear that.
Really enjoy it. Even if you're not a big basketball fan or anything like that, you know the premise of Michael Jordan, but it is really, really interesting.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. So I've been doing into that, so that's pretty cool. Catch up a few TV shows, some old TV shows and stuff like that. So, just good watching.
Fair
What about
enough.
yourself?
Look, I've been binge watching a couple of shows. One I won't talk about now because we'll talk about that later in the show. But the one I have been digging into the last few days, and I've been behind on the ball and watching this, but oh my God, what an incredible show. And that's Atlanta with Donald Glover. Incredible show done by HBO. Well, is it an HBO show? I'm not sure now. Either way, it's now on the new streaming service that I've signed up to, Binge, which is an Australian streaming service that has mostly the HBO content on there. So all the latest stuff and all that. The streaming service is made by a company called KO. The same company that did KO, that streaming sports service.
Yep.
Yeah. So they've launched their own thing called Binge, and that's been really great. Fantastic streaming service. So been able to get into Atlanta, which is an incredible show. I'm almost finished season 2 at this point. So if you're looking for something interesting beyond Jason's pick later on, it's called Binge.
Binge. Okay. Well, what's the price? Pretty good.
I think it's like $13 a month. It's pretty comparable to some of them.
Pretty more.
But it's got a lot of fantastic content. It really does. So
cool.
So definitely worth checking out, mate. So look, let's not muck around, Rick.
All right,
let's kick into some movie news. Hey, okay, movie news time.
All right, Jace.
And
let's get into...
wasn't a lot. Wasn't a lot going on.
No, there wasn't a lot. So we're going to delve into a bit of DC news, Jason. I know you're a big fan of Batwoman.
I'm a massive fan. Can't wait.
We did cover this story a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, that Ruby Rose has exited the show.
Yeah.
She did the first season of Batwoman, and now she's exited. But there wasn't too much information more. Now it's come out that they will be replacing Ruby Rose with a new character.
No!
It's a bit of an interesting, which is an interesting direction. I'll tell you my views on it after, but so basically what is it? The new character's name is Ryan Wilder. So they describe it, if you look down here, they describe it as she's a young 20-year-old. She's a little bit more goofy, a little bit untamed than what Kate Kane's character was. My issue with this is the whole show. I've watched the first season of this. I didn't think much of it, but the whole show itself is revolved around Kate Kane's relationships with all the other characters.
Yeah.
So her mother, her father, her stepsister, her sister. And the list goes on, her ex and so forth. So how do they write in a new character? They can't just throw this new character in and then she's supposed to have,
Well,
a relationship or a villain.
Well-
You know, like how they're going to write it in.
look, I think it's essentially what they would call in the business, Rick, a soft reboot. So I think you're going to find a lot of those arcs with those characters before will either be very quickly tied up or reset with the new character. I would assume they will bring this new character in with the existing cast and work from it from there. I am surprised, honestly. I thought maybe they would have just tried to recast the role, but no, they're going in a different direction. Be fascinating to see.
Completely different.
Have not seen one episode of the first season. I actually thought about it. Do I jump in at this point or do I just wait for the new character? So yeah, interesting stuff.
Be interesting to see. But moving on, we've still got a bit of DC news.
Yeah.
Michael Jai White.
The great
We all
Michael
know
Jai
who-
White.
The Michael Jai White.
Black
Now,
Dynamite.
let's all face it. He is not like he's a B grade actor. Let's face
Oh,
it.
yeah. Still,
You
that's
know,
a bit
his
harsh.
movies
on that.
haven't been.
No, he doesn't.
well, you know, has
well,
he?
dude, you know, is Nicolas Cage a B-grade actor at this point? He's probably done more crap
this
B-grade films than he's done good films.
You know,
Michael Jai White's
you see
got
Michael
talent,
Jai
mate.
White. Oh, he has. Don't get me wrong. He has.
He's got talent. Black Dynamite.
yeah.
If you haven't seen that, I highly recommend watching that.
Black Dynamite.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get on it. But he's in the news for, obviously, he has put his hat in the ring because he wants to play the new... Well, there's rumors about Green Lantern. There's a lot of projects going around. And he
Yeah.
wants to play Green Lantern. He wants to suit up as Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Look, he's been in the comic book industry. I think this is perfect. I think this is definitely up his league, and I totally would demand him going for this. I think this would be a great pick.
I think he's more than
Yeah.
capable. There's no doubt about that. He's certainly
Yeah.
more than capable. But who is the other one? One of the real C graders from Fast and the Furious keeps wanting to be Green Lantern, doesn't he? Who is that guy? The one in Too Fast, Too Furious, and then the rest of them.
Michael
Tyson,
Jai
no. Whoever. But it's, I think he'd be a good fit. Depends which way they're going to go. Look, the rumours are, Rick, that apparently it's going to be a show on HBO Max. Green Lantern. So maybe he'd be a good fit because it's that type of thing. But he should at least get into the room casting-wise.
Yeah, look, I think it's a good direction. I think whatever direction they go with it, I think he'll be a perfect fit for sure. So we'll keep an eye on that and see how that develops out.
Beautiful, Rick. All right,
That's it, Jace.
stories, mate.
That's it.
If you want to,
No worries.
yep, beautiful. Let's head back to our main screen here, and I've got a couple of stories to talk about this week.
What do you got,
Got
Jace?
two. Well, the first one I think I'm gonna get straight into is another bit of DC news. It feels like it's DC week this week. And it has been recently, a lot of DC news. But this one is about some concept art, initial photos of the Batmobile from the upcoming The Batman. And as you can see here,
Nice.
comicbookmovie.com has reported that they had some concept models, images of some of the concepts. And as you can start to see coming up here, look at the design. It's probably the first Batmobile, I reckon, that kind of looks like a real car. Like, it's got that, Mustang, Camaro type of feel to it. Yeah, which I think is great, honestly. I think it's great. I think it's a really good design. And remember, this is about Batman in year 1 or year 2. So I think it's pretty cool that they've gone a bit more... You know, he hasn't gone high tech just yet. He's still pretty new at the role, so he's doing things up, but there's an evolution to his ability to have the Batwing and all these other cool gadgets that he gets later on in his career. So, no, I thought that looked really good, Rick. Absolutely.
I do like it. I like the back of it. There's photos of that. The only thing is, I don't know what that whole top on the actual bonnet.
Oh, well, let's
There's
kick
lights
back
underneath.
into
I don't know, but
Just
the general thing, I love it. Looks good.
Look, I think, I think ideally, like I said, what I do like about it is the fact that it has some real world look about it, as you can see again here.
Yeah.
It does look like something that you could potentially see on the streets, more so than the Tumblr or anything else like that. So, no, I thought that looked absolutely fantastic. And the other bit of news is one where I think the fanboys are going to over-theorise this one. And the news about this one, Rick, is that Evan Peters has been cast in a WandaVision. Now, anyone knows Evan Peters also had the role as Quicksilver in Days of X-Men, X-Men Days of Future Past, and Apocalypse, and Dark Phoenix. So he plays already an MCU character. Will he be Quicksilver in this WandaVision show? Absolutely not. Because in the MCU, Quicksilver's dead, mate. He died. Right. So he's a brand new character. What character he's playing is unknown. So at this point, but MCU very rare. Well, name a mistake. I suppose they've had a couple of mistakes in casting. Yeah, but generally over the last decade, their casting is spot on. So. Yeah, and as you can see, guys, that's it news-wise this week. That was probably the biggest news that we could find, wasn't it, Rick?
Yeah.
Considering there are bigger things at play at the moment,
Considering, coronavirus and the riots.
The riots, really and we're just bringing obviously everyone down. So let's cheer them up a bit, Rick. I reckon by throwing up some weird videos. I reckon. All right, weird video. So you want me to fire up mine first, Rick?
Yeah, fire up yours, buddy. You go first, mate. What have you got for us, mate?
Well, in this time when we've got a lot of division, Rick, we have a lot of people, not seeing eye to eye and things like that, and especially a lot of young male men. I notice a lot of young male men are a lot of angry at each other. But there's something they need to remind themselves that we all have a universal truth. And the universal truth is this, here we go, have a look. Of course, Rick, we all share the same pain and anguish when we land on our nuts. Whoever added the Whitney Houston song was good, by the way. That's just made up.
I love it. He says he makes the distance. Come on. Jeez.
But the best funny video I found this week, dude, off the internet, comes actually all the way from here, Adelaide, where our little city is. Right from here.
Wow.
We've checked a little video out of someone who's been, decided to go for a morning ride. So let's
okay.
Let's check
That's
him
nice.
out. Well, wrong one. Here we go.
Where'd you get that helmet from?
I got the beam helmet from my mate's house and I put the strap on it this morning.
Mate, that is a ripper.
I fucking seen it and I thought, fuck, I'm going to do it, mate.
Oh, bad.
What the fuck?
I'm going to say that again.
What is going on?
And now you've seen it the first time. Watch it again because the job he did on strapping it to his helmet is top notch. It's expert level. Let's have another look. How well a job.
Where'd you get that helmet from?
Look at
I
it.
got the beam helmet from my mate's
It's
house
as
and I
secure
put
as
the
any
strap
car
on it
seat.
this morning.
Mate, that is a
He's
ripper.
showing it off.
I fucking seen it and I thought, fuck, I'm going to do it, mate.
Oh, bad.
My question is...
He's a proud boy, isn't he? He's proud that he got that done. He's like, I'm going to do it. That's what I love about it.
What goes through your fucking mind when you wake up in the morning and go, you know what? I'm just going to go for a ride. But I'm going to strap a dildo, strap-on, to my helmet and ride around the streets.
Only in
Quality
Adelaide,
of people
mate.
here in
Only
Adelaide.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. What do you got, Rick? What do you got to share?
All right, Chase. What have I got to share? Let's have a look. All right. Well, Jason, obviously we're talking about it and about the riots and all sorts, and
Yeah, it's been
it's never good to see a gang thing. But when I saw this, Jace, I just thought of you. All right. This is one.
because I screamed gang member.
This is a gang fight. All right. So here we go.
Okay, there we go.
Just bring it up now. Here we go.
There we go.
Hey, what, you Ricky Ricardo looking motherfucker?
Now that's gang warfare I
I
can
thought
get
of it.
behind. There's no doubt about
I
that.
know. I like the two dudes in the background. They're filming the streets, and these two in the background are going, "What the fuck's going on?
What
here?"
is going on here?
I just thought that was cool.
That was
just
pretty
something
cool.
like-
That was
and-
pretty cool.
And the other one I've got, Chase, I
Yep.
think, and I don't want to spoil it too much, but I think this guy might be related to the last video.
Ooh, okay.
You
Let's
just
go.
showed. So I'm just gonna. Oh, get out of that one.
Rick has started screen sharing. Whoop. Technical
go.
difficulties.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, I made a mistake earlier myself.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here we
See
go.
that?
I
we
can
go.
see it. Press play.
Kitchen into the TV room, heading towards his target. He's got something in his hands. I can't make out what it is. It is a wow. It is a dildo right to the head.
What are you fucking doing?
Heading out of the kitchen into the TV room, heading towards his target. He's got something in his hands. I can't make out what it is. It is a wow. It is a dildo right to the head.
What are you fucking doing?
Oh, I love it.
Two things that is related to the dildo hat. And also, how good a shot was that? That guy was a good throw.
It's stuck.
It's stuck right in the back of his head.
He must have wet it and then
And he-
just threw it.
But the thing is, he doesn't take it off straight away. He just turns his head like, almost accepting, like what the fuck?
Like, where did you find that in my
Well,
room?
if that hit the
Or,
back
like,
of my head,
you know?
the first thing I'd be doing is grabbing it off.
It's like, oh, I love it. That was
Unbelievable,
awesome.
mate. Unbelievable.
That's it.
They're
That's the
hilarious,
video.
mate. Yeah, that's it, mate. Let's kick into some, well, maybe Jace's pick for the week. Hey, okay. As I said before, Rick, I had binge watched a couple of shows in the last week, and one of the shows that I binged pretty well day of release or the day after was Space Force.
Oh,
Have you
nice,
heard of
nice.
Space Force, mate?
Yes, I've watched
Yeah,
some of
yeah.
those
Obviously,
things.
it's the show that dropped on the 29th of May on Netflix, starring Steve Carell, and made with his old colleague Greg Daniels. They made the American Office together. So this is their new show, and it's a show that I didn't know what I was going to be in for before watching it. I knew it was a comedy, Rick, but I didn't know what type of comedy it was. And I've got to say, it took me an episode to kind of get a hang of the vibe that they were trying to give off. But once it did, I thought the show was really funny. I mean, throughout the seasons, I had a couple of really laugh out loud, thought hilarious moments, you know. Steve Carell, it took a little bit to get used to because he's not playing Michael Scott from The Office in the show.
No.
He's more of an angrier kind of guy. He's a frustrated general in many ways. So, but I thought the show itself was actually quite funny and well done. John Malkovich is a big standout.
Oh,
in the
how
show.
good is he? How good is
He's
he?
playing the scientist, which is great. Ben Schwartz you've got there as well. You've got a cast of amazing actors that support all these guys. It really is a wonderful show. What was it, 10 episodes or 13? I mean, I tore
10.
through
10.
10 episodes, and it was a good 10 episode arc. I thought it kind of worked well, and apparently they want to do it for a few seasons. They see a long-term future for this show, so I'd say don't go in expecting it's The Office 2. Like, it's not the same type of comedy. It's a different type of comedy, but it's still very, very funny and definitely worth checking out, Rick. Space Force. And like I said, I binged it in a day, and you can do that.
Yeah.
You know, you can tear through that.
It's an easy
30-minute
watch.
episodes, that's right. I was done in 5 hours, basically, and I'd say...
Did you have a favourite app? Did you have a favourite website?
Yeah.
Without
in
giving
the
too
clip-
much, I guess.
Yeah, in the clip that I just showed then, and it's one of the later season ones, it's the one with the chimp in space, so which is really...
Yes,
chimp
nice.
and the dog in space, which is just really great.
it was
really
awesome.
Great. No, definitely some very kind of clever stuff, and that's to check out Space Force. And it's one of those shows universally. If you've got Netflix, you can see it now. So, which is absolutely brilliant, Rick. So there you go, mate.
Awesome.
Yeah, mate,
No,
that's
it's a good
kind
show.
of basically it for my pick this week. I think we should take this opportunity
big
to
show.
start to tie up the show, Rick, to
Yeah.
plug a few of our things, Rick. So, mate, if you can take it away and give the store and everything else a bit of a plug for us. What do you say?
So I just want to say that probably the last week we've had a bit of an increase with some new followers on our Facebook page. So thanks so much, guys, for following that. So if you haven't, jump onto our Facebook page and hit that like button. That would be absolutely amazing. We'd appreciate it. And also our merchandise, guys, as well. We've got our T-shirts that you see, obviously, in our videos. We do mugs as well. That's me and Jace as stepbrothers there. So we've got it all. Go to our Facebook page. There's a link there. There's a shop button there. Hit that button and grab your merch, guys. So we'd really appreciate it. Awesome. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, fantastic, Rick. Fantastic. Yeah, brilliant.
Appreciate it, guys.
Well, guys, all right. That kind of wraps up our little show for the week. Like I said, and you know what, with the show, I think this is the look. This is the style, Rick. I'm not going to change much more with the show now. Obviously, the show will fill out over a period depending on what stories are available, you know. I could see this show getting chock full of stuff as we move along, but that's really it. But there's a couple of things I want to talk about before we head off, and one of them is that we have a new show launching next week. So we have a new show called Random Film Watch, starring yours truly. So it's a solo show, and it's what the idea of the show is, Rick, is a chance for me to crap on about movies. And this is what the show basically is designed around, is satisfying my own needs just to crap on about movies. So the conceit of the show is very simple. What will happen is I have a random spinning wheel. So a spinning wheel with 20 different movies on there. And there's different wheels for different genres. And basically I spin the wheel and it spins around and randomly I stop it. And whatever movie it lands on, that's where I'm going to talk about my initial memories and experience of that movie. Then I go watch the movie, and on the following episode, I review it again as someone who's gone back to the movie. And then we start the cycle again. After I've reviewed it, I spin the wheel for another movie, and away we go. So that's the idea. I'm going to be popping that out next Tuesday. Every Tuesday night that will come out. So we've got a 1-2 punch of the middle of the week now with our online at-home stuff, Rick, with our flagship show, and then Random Film Watch. And, of course, this week we film another Top 5, don't we, Rick?
Top 5.
So, Top 5 raunchy comedies. So movies that are really centered around about getting jiggy with it as such. So getting laid. So, and that'll be fun to do. And, of course, as trailer reactions come out, new trailers come out, we do the reactions on them for sure.
That's it.
Brilliant, Rick. I have nothing more to add. I think we should get the hell out of here while we can. And
that is it. Thank you very much, Jace. Awesome.
All right, guys. We will see you next week.
Next week. See ya.